Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 16th day of February 2022. It is the Friday after Ash Wednesday. Again, not technically the counting days of Lent. Those will begin on Sunday with the first Sunday of Lent. Remember, these days, yes, are part of the Lenten journey. They are part of the Lenten disciplines, but they are kind of extra to the season itself. Again, people have never been taught that, but here's where Father comes in to tell you these things. So each of these days, remember, once the three disciplines of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving are given to us from Matthew's Gospel for the season of Lent, each of these days then focus upon the particular discipline, getting us ready to be able to enter into the season itself, the body of the season itself. And why is that? Well, because there is wonder and beauty in the way that our church does work, is that there are practice times, times to get adjusted to things before we move into them properly. The same, again, within religious life and on the road to ordination, there are many years, of getting adjusted to this before one actually undertakes, profession in religious life or is ordained. The same thing is true also of marriage. It's like when it comes to marriage, the whole idea of engagement, the whole idea of the preparations that go into, before one moves into the wedding day itself. These are the things that, move us into the understanding, a fuller understanding of what it is that we are about to receive and enter into in these movements within our lives, these crucial, critical movements within our lives. And so the same thing is true of these wonderful seasons. We don't just bang zoom us into Lent. Now, we do bang zoom us into Advent, but again, Advent is not a time in which anything is ever asked for us except to get ready, for Jesus to come. And so Lent does ask a little bit more because Lent is the older of the seasons. And so we have these days in which to focus on the various disciplines. Yesterday was prayer. Today it is fasting. And in our readings today, we look upon fasting. Tomorrow, it'll be about what it means to give of ourselves, to give to the poor especially, but to also give to give to those around us, again, of our care, of our concern, of our love, of our forgiveness, what have you. So the Great Magnolia is behind me today. So today, again, fasting. Wonderful, wonderful passage from Isaiah. Because remember, Isaiah is full of hope and promise throughout the season of Advent. In the season of Lent, Isaiah kind of comes in with tremendous challenges, and also, again, the sense of waking us up to really what it is that we are supposed to be about if we call ourselves a part of the life of God, if we call ourselves children of God. And so this is where Isaiah basically rails, and again, God rails through Isaiah against the Israelites and their ridiculous notions of fasting, because they aren't fasting. They are basically being rude to each other, mean to each other. They are fighting with each other. It's like these days mean nothing to them. And basically God says through Isaiah, this is purposeless and this is meaningless. You're not doing anything but basically following a rule. And just to follow a rule is not enough. If you were going to call yourselves, my people, if you're going to call yourselves people who are a part of my life and whose life I am a part of. And then God basically goes into the fast that you should be about is caring for one another, especially those who are lowest in your midst and those who do not have anybody to care for them, to be able to be concerned about them, to be able to be to use, again, your time. Again, this is where the understanding of fasting is not something that is egotistically driven or something that is just individualistic and individually minded. It bleeds very over into what it means to be a giving of alms, to be caring, for those who do not have anyone to care for them within our midst. To move away from selfishness, to fast away from those things that do not make our humanity shine and that call us, and to call us into question why it is that we believe in the first place, among others. And so this is what we are called to do, what we're called to be as a people who fast. It is to awaken ourselves to what is needed, how we are meant to be as people of God, as people of Christ, within this world. The gospel again echoes this. The Pharisees criticizing Jesus' apostles for not fasting and not observing any of the fasts that were part of the Jewish calendar. And Jesus says basically, should they fast when the bridegroom is among them? Should they fast when I am here? When there is so much to rejoice over that God is walking in your midst. Time will come for fasting, yes, but not right now. Again, and so this is an interesting kind of question then for us, because Christ has never left us. Christ is with us. And so, how do we rejoice? And how is it that we understand, what it means to be a part, again, of the life of God that is always with us, that constantly journeys with us, that constantly courses through every fiber of our being and allows us to basically see ourselves differently? Do we need to take a step back and reawaken ourselves to that? That could be a fast. That could be what is required. But nothing that is supposed to be about making ourselves miserable, nothing that is supposed to be about punishing ourselves, nothing that is supposed to be about pushing things away because they are not good for us. The world is given to us as goodness for us to basically use so that we might create something of goodness for everyone to share in. That is the true meaning of what it means to fast, to be conscious of what it is that needs to be done and to do it. A continued blessed entrance to the Lenten season, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.